This past weekend, I hosted my first ever mastermind, even though I've been in business for only about 2 years, a bit more than 2 years. Actually, in the grand scheme of things, I've been in entrepreneurship for a couple of years, but when it comes to what I'm actually doing at the moment, yeah, only that time frame. And I wish someone would have told me this sooner because there was a lot of lessons that I learned from experience, from doing the mastermind itself, from prepping the mastermind, and having all of those people there and the day overall. And it all comes down to just one thing, which is just doing stuff even when you are not ready. The truth is that the whole mastermind was just an experiment. Yeah, that's the right word per se. Because from the whole planning, from the point one of having the idea and ending the mastermind with the dinner, it just took about 2 weeks and a half, and that time frame is really really short, of course. But it all comes down to just doing stuff even when you are not ready. Truth is that I did that mastermind because of two main reasons. One of them was to teach people that wanted to be present about, to teach people about, the fundamentals of personal branding, the fundamentals of selling your knowledge, your information online, which is basically what I do. And secondly, because the best way for you to learn something and to internalize some knowledge is by teaching other people, because there are a lot of ways that you can learn something and remember something and important information. But the best way, like, even though you have, for example, you can write, you can journal, you can make videos about it, just like I'm doing right now, but the best way is to teach people. And of course I wanted to build some authority and social proof and to post on my social media. But it was a hell of an experience, and I will tell you all about it and the lessons that I want to provide you guys with as well. I started with the idea of making a mastermind because of a call that I was having with my mentor, and we were discussing back and forth, like, what would this mastermind be about. And I was starting to, ask myself questions and doubting myself, because even though I've not been in business for long enough, I knew deep down that I already had some, base level knowledge that I could, help other people with. Because the main message that I want to transmit with this whole video is that you just gotta do stuff even when you don't feel ready. And even though there's a lot of pressure, with presenting a mastermind, presenting your knowledge, like, you just gotta still do it, because you can be, for example, a level 2 teaching a like level 1 people in the business about everything that you know. The same way that you, for example, you are a level 10 with years and years in business, you can teach people at a level 8. And another thing that I have to admit to you is that, you know, what you probably have been programmed with, like, for the majority of your life, because of school, because of university, or even because of a 9 to 5 job, is that you need to have everything prepped, everything ready, like everything needs to be perfect before you go. For example, if you have an exam, right, in school, medical school, you need to be studying for hours and hours and hours, if not weeks or months, to pass that exam. When it comes to business, is exactly the opposite. Now, I prepped a couple of things, of course. Like, you probably are assuming that I didn't prep anything. Of course, I prepped a couple of bullet points to talk about. But there are two things that I want to say. In business, there's this thing called the MVP, like the minimal viable product. And the same way in business, you have the MVP, so basically creating something minimal to then start selling. I applied that same philosophy to the mastermind. I had a couple of bullet points to talk about, a couple of discussions with the people, because it's a mastermind, it's not a lecture or, something like a webinar where you are not interacting. In a mastermind, you are basically masterminding with the attendees. I prepped a couple of things, but it was not a full blown type of script. I just went free flow. Of course, there are a couple of things that I could improve on, and I already got a lot of feedback. But again, it was my first mastermind, and I got a lot of positive feedback. So what can you learn from this? Is that just fucking do stuff. And the second point is actually related to to the things that I just said, which is, you in business and, with these types of events, you learn by doing. You cannot sit still for months, weeks, even years, studying the stuff and then doing it. It's the complete opposite. You do, then you learn, you get feedback, you reiterate, you see what you can improve, and so on and so forth. Let me tell you something. No one in the business space knows what the fuck they are doing. Like it's a journey, it's an adventure. So when you are stepping into business with the hopes of knowing everything and having full clarity, I'm sorry, but that doesn't happen that way. You need to do stuff, fail like a lot of times, which is completely natural. A lot of people failed. Every single person that you see online having the type of lifestyle that you have because of business, they failed more times that they can't count. It's completely normal, and a lot of people might not be built for that. But I actually want to go back and say everyone. I truly believe that everyone is built to have some type of business and do such, but sometimes they are not equipped with the right information and with the right mindset per se, because their paradigm and their you know the way that they were programmed throughout life is so skewed that when they step into business they expect everything to go perfect, and it's not that. Like business, it's all about failing and still keep going, because within those fails you can always find wins, and this is where you find your purpose. You cannot go and into business and think that, oh, I know my purpose, I have full clarity. That doesn't happen. I'm really just trying to set the expectations right here. Like at the end of the day, and this is actually something related to my next video, I will not go into details, but at the end of the day, you have two options, right? It's not options, but there are two ways of looking at business. In both, I will explain. So you have two houses. One of them, it's like those new like house that they are selling on Amazon or something, that you can just like they're like template houses, ready to buy houses. I will put a picture or something that you can just you can order them. They come in with like a truck and you have a house fully built. But then you have the second type of business where it's like a house built brick by brick, right? And there are a couple of nuances to this, but I will try to explain in the best way possible. This house, that the one with that you can buy, they are fully built already with furniture and such. They are built, but they are weak, meaning that, let's say, for example, the house fully built, it represents success, right? But then the thing is that if something happens, like you don't feel a lot of proximity with that house because you didn't build it. You don't feel like the pride of, I built this, it took me a lot of time. That, like, this is the type one of house. I'm sorry if I'm not communicating in the best way. But then, for example, in the other place, you built the foundation, you selected the place, the foundation, you built the walls brick by brick. You have the wiring, you have the door, the windows, everything was built by you, like step by step. Which one do you think will last the longest, like for the future years to come? Like obviously the one that you've built brick by brick, because you've learned, you failed, you managed to understand, oh, okay, maybe I shouldn't put the bricks in this way, maybe the angle is wrong. And the way that this correlates to business is that from one perspective you can build and fail in like numerous times, or maybe you can hire someone to build a house for you, or to hire someone to build the house with you, right? This is related to my next video, but really, like, the thing is, one of them takes longer, but it's sturdy because you know what works, you know what doesn't work. And on the other place, the house that you've shipped and you just need to fold them correctly, it will not last long. You will feel no like connection to it. I'm getting kind of off track with the main idea of the video here, but the houses, for example, in the house with the bricks, me doing this mastermind was basically me building my house with a brick, even though I'm not fully ready to do it. I just went and I did it. And so I want to pass that philosophy into you as well. You might be watching this video, want to build something, or you already have built something, some type of business, but you still don't fully trust yourself, or you want results fast. Like, I'm just trying to set the expectations here of the things that I've learned from this mastermind, of doing it for 15 people. And I still did it, even though I didn't feel ready. I don't have the best information in the world, but just do it. Just basically fucking do it, even when you don't feel ready. All right. Stop designing the house from a distance. Stop learning. Pick up the hammer, pick up the tools, pick up the bricks, go there and just build it yourself. All right. Thank you.